Elements of Architecture, including Flooring, by Braden Clark, Aidan Dolan, and Thomas Camilleri.
One of the important aspects to mention is the practical and symbolic importance of flooring. The floor serves as the foundation of a building that provides a stable and level surface for people to walk on. The construction of the floor is critical to ensuring that a space is safe, functional, and comfortable. For example, the floor must be strong enough to support the weight of people and objects. It must also be able to withstand wear and tear over time. The floor is also a symbolic and cultural artifact that reflects the values and aspirations of a society. The choice of flooring material, color, and texture can have significant cultural and social associations. For example, in some cultures, the use of marble or other high-end materials may be seen as a symbol of wealth and luxury. Another very important aspect is the material chosen for flooring. The flooring material can have a significant impact on the overall look and feel of a space. Different flooring materials have different visual and tactile qualities and can create a wide range of aesthetic effects. For example, a polished concrete floor can give a space an industrial, modern feel, while a hardwood floor can create a warm and inviting atmosphere. In addition to their visual qualities, flooring materials can also have an impact on the acoustic properties of a space. For example, hard flooring materials such as tile or concrete can create echoes and noise. Over the years, flooring materials have evolved greatly. The invention of linoleum in the mid-19th century provided a durable and easy-to-clean alternative to traditional flooring materials such as wood and stone. The development of synthetic materials such as vinyl and rubber in the 20th century created new possibilities for flooring design and installation. Aesthetic preferences have also played a significant role in the evolution of flooring materials. For example, in the 20th century, Art Deco designs favored materials such as terrazzo, which features small chips of marble or other stone embedded in concrete. In the mid-20th century, the popularity of mid-century modern design led to the use of new materials such as cork and linoleum. One of the very important aspects when choosing a flooring material is the sound that each material creates. Wood, for example, tends to produce a creaking sound, especially when it begins to age. A floor with a smooth surface tends to squeak when stepped on, especially when wet. For centuries, people have been attempting to create a sound deadening technology. Some of the earlier technologies used included reeds, twigs, mortar, cockle shells, paper, and felt. These could be placed under and between wood panels that produced unwanted sound. While the sound the floor produces is often overlooked, it is very important to take into account when choosing the flooring based on the application of the building. Another extremely important aspect to considering when flooring a house is what type of finish is required. There are many different types of finishes for all types of flooring. One of the most popular finishes for wood flooring is polyurethane. It can handle high foot traffic and is resistant to almost any type of liquid. Many concrete floors have an epoxy finish. This finish bonds well with concrete and is extremely durable. It can handle the weight of cars and is very scratch resistant. The earliest finishes were seen in bathrooms. The flooring used was baked brick, and they used bituminous material and limestone as a finish. This was seen in ancient Sumer. This created a very smooth surface that allowed water to run toward a drain that was placed on the floor.
Another important feature of flooring is statics. Laying down flooring is not as straightforward as it may seem. One must consider the load carrying capacities of the floors. This mathematical calculation is known as statics. This is most often applied to industrial buildings that are designed to have many occupants at once. The floors for these buildings are designed to handle around 7 bar or 101 pounds per square inch. residential buildings typically are built to handle half of that amount. These calculations are typically made with the assistance of computers. The flooring is typically reinforced with steel. Industrial floor are typically made to move a very small amount. This allows a small amount of when heavy forces are applied. Tricks of flooring. In ancient times, ancient kings believed that God wanted a palace with very specific, luxurious appointments. In these palaces, the floor had to be smooth, unlike the rough and durable floors of the past. The floors were so smooth that they reflected its surroundings like a pool of water, as seen to the image on the right. The floor was seen as a platform that included superior knowledge where the king would make the rules and laws, allowing the king to always be able to win. The palace also included animals, plants, and breezes. How can flooring create spatial hierarchies? One way that this could happen is by varying the flooring material or pattern in different areas of space. An example of this may include marble flooring in the entrance of a building can create a feeling of importance. In this way, the floor can be used to guide people through a space and to create a sense of hierarchy and order. Color can also be used to create a sense of hierarchy on the floor. Dark colored floor may create a sense of depth and importance, while a lighter colored floor may make a space feel more open and airy. Riem Koolhaas was a very important architect of the 21st century. He was an architect as well as also a scriptwriter. He created the Exodus of Voluntary Prisoners of Architecture in 1972. Everyone was leaving cities for suburbs, so this was an attempt to draw people back to cities that have deteriorated and emptied out over time. His design consisted of two main walls, then individual sections dividing the area inside those walls, as seen to the right in the images. He also used squares to keep his design simplistic and uniform throughout, which can also be seen to the images to the right. A very important design in the 1900s was the continuous monument. It was designed by Superstudio in 1969. This model showed a model of total urbanization. It pushed the extreme of the classical relationship between nature and architecture, and this idea was striving for utopia. It takes to the limit the modern distinction between natural and artificial, as well as opens new ways for hybrid philosophy of reconstructing the relationship between architecture and nature. That's it. Thank you for listening.